Hey guys, my name is Coach Peggy Wilms, and I wrote a book with Dr. Markus. He's an endocrinologist, and we wrote a book called The Fourfold Formula. And that book is the first book of 3 in the All Things Wellness series. That first book is getting ready to come out this summer, 2022, and we are recruiting right now early bird author call for book 2. And book 2 is going to be called Win the Wellness War. So I thought I'd tell you a little bit about what the book is about, what the framework is going to look like, and where you can go find out more on my website and figure out how you can get your own reservation right now and be a part of this book. We are looking for 30 contributing authors, just like we did the last one. We ended up having 40 contributing authors because our 7 media partners, who are the same media partners who have agreed to come forward with book 2 and 3, they also wrote stories. So you're actually going to read between our foreword, written by James Redfield, Markus and myself, and our 7 media partners and 30 authors. You are going to have personal, true stories of the heart, spirit, and mind written by 40 separate people. We want to do the exact same thing with book 2 and book 3. So this one is Win the Wellness War. So let's just go on a trip. Are you ready to go on a trip? Let's take you to my website so you can figure out a little bit more of what is going on. Sound good? All right. Of course it does. Sounds great, Peggy. All right. So when you come here to the website, you can come to Peggy at All Things Wellness, or you can come to allthingswellness.com, or you can come to peggywilms.com. They both are going to take you to the same spot. When you get here, you're going to come over to the authors tab. You can see author information. You can see Win the Wellness War, which is the book that's coming out, we're recruiting for right now. And then you can also find out more information about the Fourfold Formula, which is book 1 of the series. So you can see here, you can find out who the authors are and more about the first book. So let's take you on a ride on what this book, Win the Wellness War, is all about. Okay, we're headed that way. This book is true stories again of the heart, spirit, mind, and body. So 30 authors are going to write true stories up to 2,000 words of their personal I statement type stories. This is what happened to me. I felt this when I was going through this. This is now where I am. Trials, tribulations, successes, you know, the peaks and valleys of life that we come out the other side, Phoenix rising. Right now we have an early bird deadline. I'm going to explain more about that in a second. That's August 1st. September 1st is the last call for authors. And then the story deadline it's October 1st. And then we're going to get things rocking and rolling and through the publisher's hands and try to get this out the middle of December. And that way it'll be a great gift. Isn't that fun? All right, what's the book all about? You can read more about this here. Why did we call it the Win the Wellness War? We called it that because we really feel like health and wellness can sometimes be a lot of battles. It can be, sometimes you have sickness, and sometimes you have injuries, and sometimes you move, or you go through a divorce, or you might have an illness, all sorts of things. Did I already say illness? I probably did. You have all sorts of things that happen that are expected and unexpected. And it's very similar to if you're going in the military and you're preparing for battle. What do you need? Who are your troops? Where's your support system? What type of gear, tactical gear, planning, looking ahead, strategizing? How do you get prepared for this battle so that you can win that war? Because the battles are going to keep coming. So that's what this book is about. Markus and I write content for our compilation books. We don't just throw together 30 author stories and just say, hey, here you go. It's a chicken soup type book. Hop in the bathtub and catch a story and then another one tomorrow. That's not what we do. Our book has content. He's a physician. I've been a health and wellness coach for over 3 decades, worked in the corporate wellness world. And so we have a lot of experience, 65 years in this field. And so we give you some content. We also give you coach tips and physician tips. And we do summaries, conclusions. We give you book club questions. We have biographies and photos and contact information for all of our authors in the book. So it has a lot more than just some stories. If you take a peek here, We are now, our front cover is being illustrated. So that is the mock cover is coming up. We're interviewing people right now for who's going to write the foreword for this book. And here's a little bit more about myself, a little bit more about Dr. Vetstein. And then we put in here some story guidelines because not everybody understands what a story is. It sounds silly. We've been having stories read to us our whole entire life. And we've read to our kids, and we go to school and they say, read a story and you're going to do a book report. I mean, we know all about stories, but what's the difference between a blog and a story or an article? So this gives you an idea of kind of what we're looking for. And here are some questions you can just take a look at. Why would you want to even be a part of our compilation book? Why? Why is ours different? Well, ours is different because we create a community, we create relationships. In addition to all of these authors submitting their stories, they come directly to myself and Markus first. We work with you back and forth so that you feel pretty darn comfortable before it's put in the manuscript and then sent to our publisher. So it's not just thrown off to our publisher. We work with you personally. But what makes it different is we have a private Facebook site where we're all in there. So all 30 of us are getting to know each other and finding out what we do during the day. What do we do for work and life and play and some other projects that people have been collaborating or starting to work with each other. There's a lot that falls out when you get to know people, especially in a book like this. I'm a media personality too. I have a radio show and I've interviewed a lot of people and people who have written compilation books. And I've made a promise to all my authors, and I think I upheld it really well with book one. I'm going to do it for the next 2 books. I didn't want any of my authors to be interviewed by any of our media partners and be meeting each other for the very first time when they were interviewed. I wanted them to be able to go, oh, hey, Diane, how are you doing? Or hey, Sylvie, you know, it's great to see you again. So we have that relationship in a private Facebook site. We also do story teasers where they read parts of their stories. You can see that on a YouTube channel. And now we're doing some personal chats where you get to know them. So that's what makes our compilation book different. Do you have things special to say? Yes, you have things. That's one of the questions that people always ask Markus and I is like, what do I have to say? Who would want to read my stuff? You guys, we have at least 1,000 stories that we could tell over and over again, and things we don't even think that would make a difference or save other people's lives, and they will. They will. So you have lots and lots of stories to tell, of course, you know that. Will the story stir up a lot of yucky stuff in you? Sure. We've had some authors in this last book that would call me at 10 o'clock at night and go, hey girl, I thought I could do this, but like, yo, I am not feeling good. My tummy is upset. I buried this trauma a long time ago. And we say, hey, sit in it, sit in it. We peeled back the onion. We dug this stuff up, but listen, not only are you going to change somebody else's life or save somebody else's life who's reading this story, but your life is going to change too. And it is going to come out for the better. And we hold you closely and help you through this process. And don't tell me that you don't have time to write a story. Don't even tell me that, because we make time for the things that we want to find time for. So before you go, oh my God, $500 to put down a deposit for the story. Listen, if you have written a book before, you know how it can cost up to $20,000 to write a book. When you write with us, you do not need an agent. You do not need a marketing team. You do not need your publisher, nothing, your editing team, nothing. We do all of that for you. We have all of that taken care of for you. So if you've written before and you've got some dust settling on a previous book, this is a great way to dust it off, because you're going to be interviewed by multiple media partners and you're able to say, hey, look, this is what I've written. This is where you can find it. So you get to dust it off. And if you've never written before, what a fantastic way for you to get your feet wet and let us hold your hand through this and go, damn, this is what the process is, cool or not so cool, and you can figure it out. What we need is just a $500 deposit right now to hold your spot, because we only have 30 spots, and actually we only have 22 now left. And we have our 7 media partners who obviously, I've said before, will be writing stories as well. So we have 22 spots for authors. So let me give you a few more details of why you would want to do this and what benefits, because it is beyond just writing a story, the benefits that you get. So I want you to understand your investment. And we call it an investment because for those of you who have a business We ask that you please talk to your accountant and see if you can write this off. There's a lot of marketing opportunities. There's a lot of contact information within this book, and you may be able to write off the investment to be on the cover of the book and for your story. So you can look and see if it's tax deductible for you. So let's go over a few more things before I let you go. Now, when you're writing a book, many times people want to become speakers today. And honestly, unless you have some swag out in the lobby, many times they're not going to just like have speakers. They love it when you have a t-shirt or a book to sell or cups. So you get some credibility, you get some authority to your subject, you gain some celebrity, and of course, it's an amazing life experience. And I explained to you previously about why you'd want to be in our book. So you can see this here under the reservation button. Here's some questions here that I've already kind of gone over with you. I've also explained to you in another location on the website what the book is about. This is kind of just a condensed, bringing it all together for you. Let's go over what this deposit is all about. So it's a $500 deposit. You reserve your spot. That's saying, hey, Peggy, we want to write, we want you to save a spot for me to write in this book. You send in your deposit and then you start writing. If you have it right away, you email me your story. Marcus and I take a look at it. We go, whoa, this is great. Because we can honestly, most of the time, figure out if everything is going to work out. The only time we've turned away a story is if we do vet people, right? We do look at their social media. And if we feel like their alignment isn't going to quite align with us, maybe they have a profession that isn't quite cool, I'll just leave it at that, then we do deny a story. But most of the time we've taken all of the stories and we've worked with people and we find they have a home in the heart section, mind, spirit, or body section. Those are the 4 sections of the book. So you have your deposit. The story is $800 total. $800 total. So when the deposit comes in and we go, yeah, this is fantastic, you got your spot, and we accept the story, the other $300 is due once the story is accepted. So it's an $800 investment for you to be a part of this book. It's $700, which is in addition to that, to be on the front cover. We only have 16 names on the front cover. Those go really fast. So 30 storytellers, and only 16 names on the front cover. Let's talk about what you get. Okay, let me enlarge in this for you guys. So what you get if you just write a story, you get a 50-word bio. It'll be printed in the back of the book, and you get 3 points of contact: email, website, social media. All of this tells you right here within these bullets what you get if you write a story. You get a free copy. You get to purchase your own books, as many as you want, for $9 each. So if we're selling the book for $24.99, you're buying them for $9 each, and you can sell them for whatever you would like. You can sell them on your website. You can put stickers on them that you've autographed them. You can sell them at book signings, or maybe you have something going on in your church and they would allow you to sell your book. So you have an opportunity to make money, additional money on this book. You do not have access to any of the royalties, but you do have access to making money in addition from the $9 purchase of the book and beyond. You also have an opportunity to become a 2-time author at the same time. Our publisher is writing a book, and at no cost to you, I have all sorts of things popping up here, just a second. At no cost to you, you get to be in her book about gratitude and write a page in there and have your biography also in her book. All right, you get interviewed on my show and the media partner show. So that's all if you just give a $800 story. Just media itself is expensive. So that is your story investment. If you come down here for the front cover, and I know you guys can go on and read this yourself, let me just give you a quick overview here. If you get on the front cover, you have front cover status. We double what your bio can be, so 100 words. We also have, instead of 3, you can have 5 points of contact in here. And then your black and white photo is also in the back of the book. It's not if you just have a story. You get a free copy. You get $9 per book if you want to buy them and sell them in addition. Same as if you just wrote a story. You get to become part of our publisher's, Teresa's book as well at no cost. You're on my show, our media partners show. You have your bio on my website. You can blog for me. And then you can also be a featured contributor in BizCat 360. Okay. And we got a discount program, and we're going to tie this up. For our first, the authors who are in our first book, for those of you seeing this website the first time, you guys have a 15% discount. Okay. Super cool. And for the referral for the rest of you guys, if you refer 3 other people and their stories are accepted and they are in the book, then you get a choice. You can either have 50% off of your story or cover, right? Or you can have 50% off, a $400 value off in book 3 story. What? Oh my God. All right. Does that make sense? So the bottom line, what you're going to do is if you want to reserve your spot, you're going to come to the website. You're going to come here and you can just go, you really can't get lost, to be honest with you. You can go underneath any of this stuff, reserve your spot here, pay through PayPal or Venmo. Once I get your deposit, you're going to get an author agreement. You're going to sign that. And then you're going to get a story information form. Story information form. What is that? That's going to give us a summary of all your contact information, what a summary of your overview summary of your story is, what your favorite quote is, some of the information that we use in the book. Well, that was a lot of information, but that was certainly a lot of fun. Hopefully that helped. If you guys have any questions, reach out to me at peggy@allthingswellness.com. We'll continue to see more marketing about this, but we have a super blast, and we're hoping that you join us for Win the Wellness War, Book 2 of 3 in the All Things Wellness series.